Reason I tell you all of this is because to me, marketing is about the story first. Everybody's got a story once you get to talk to them for a while. Have you ever met somebody that you didn't think there was too much density to that person until you talk to them and then you're like, holy shit, this person's got a story? Raise your hand if you've ever had that. Hi. Okay. Now raise your hand once you knew their story, you liked them a little bit more. You bought into them a little bit more. You'd be there for them a little bit more. You'd hear them out. It wouldn't take much for them to get you to listen to them with an open mind, not this, which is what leads typically do when a salesperson sits in front of them. And so to me, marketing is the story. And for those of you that didn't know me before, if I just came up and talked, you guys would be like, he's just a marketing guy. He doesn't know what the hell I do. He doesn't know what I go through. Here's the thing. Just like you guys, and maybe not all of you, but I'm sure there's a good portion of you, I started this business with nothing too. I know how hard it is. I know what waking up at 5 a.m. is like and 4 a.m. is like. I know what not being able to sleep because I can't stop thinking of how I'm going to solve this problem is like. I know what it's like to be in the shower and realize that I've been in there for 20 minutes and haven't even touched the soap yet because I've been staring at the back of the wall wondering what the hell am I going to do about this problem. Raise your hand if you guys can relate to that, okay? So business is business, marketing is marketing. At the end of the day, you just want to speak that particular language to your audience. The story is more important than just to sell people programs that you want to sell them. It's also important for your staff, for your vendors, for potential partners. Sam knows my story. Everybody on my team knows my story because at the end of the day, Sam and I don't have much in common right on the surface. I have 4 kids. I'm going to be 35. He's 23 years old, no kids, just graduated, right? I have a martial arts background. Sam does not. We have so many different experiences as to what I've gone through, what he's gone through. Everything's so different. But one thing that he can relate to is the feeling of failure, the feeling of wanting something and not being able to achieve it, the feeling of wanting something, working hard and able to achieve it. And when he's able to hear and hear these stories and understand these stories, he can identify with me not as his boss, but as a real person that has feelings, that has hopes, that has dreams, that's been crushed. And it's important that anybody you do business with, you know that you're selling. You're selling all the time. You're selling to your employees the vision of this company and what we're here to do and why we're here to do it. You're selling to your partners as to why you should be referring us and why we're the best company. We'll take the best care of your referrals. You're selling to your family as to why you can't make that barbecue, right? Because that sucks when you can't make that barbecue. You wanted to go there. You wanted to go to that family trip to Jamaica that everyone's going to, but I can't afford it or I can't be away from that long. You want to do that, but you want to do it in a way to where they don't resent you or think that you, oh man, I would never want that life, or he's crazy, he's sacrificing too much. You want them to support you. Yeah, listen, John, do what you have to do. I know you got a lot to work on. That's fine. But how you sell them is with your story. A lot of family don't know the story. It's crazy. My cousin came up to me the other day, and I just achieved major goals, guys. I'm really excited about this. Sam knows, and some people know that have listened to me before on podcasts. I was on the mac and cheese diet for 2 years. When I say mac and cheese diet, I mean I learned every way to make mac and cheese. Tuna fish, peas, you can put in broccoli, you can do so many things to make a mac and cheese meal and be affordable. And I did that because I couldn't afford to really do anything. I missed my mortgage for 9 months, car payment, didn't pay that, car got repoed twice. A lot of shit went down, it was pretty bad. And my family never knew that. And I didn't know that they didn't know that. And I didn't know that they would even care. And then my cousin told me, he's like, because he saw, I just got my dream house, guys. Just happened. I just got my dream car. It's been on my vision board. The house and the car have been on my vision board for 4 years now. And I just bought a Tesla. Have you guys ever, I love the friggin' Tesla, so cool. And I'm in there, I can't stop smiling, not because it's a cool car, but because this is what I wanted, right? For so many years, been on my wall. And there's obviously other things outside of that, but that's the thing I just accomplished that my family can see. And now he's like, yeah, the family just thinks you kind of walked into some good luck. They think you stepped in shit and you just got real lucky. And it's like, really? So now I start talking to my family and I notice that they actually like the story, which is really cool, and it gets them on board with what I'm doing going forward. Advertising is really just about promoting and driving traffic to your website and to your location. people don't know that there's a real big difference between marketing and advertising. Advertising is under the umbrella of marketing, along with PR and all that other stuff. But marketing has to do with looking at the entire product that you guys have and the marketability of it, where it stands. How much should it cost? What's the competitive advantage amongst other people? What is it that people like about our particular location or our particular brand? And how can I make that stand apart? That's marketing. And advertising is saying, cool, that's the story. Let's get that shit out there, right? And that's all it is. We're going to talk about both today. And these are the things when people think of advertising. This is what a lot of people think of. Raise your hand if you've heard of any of these. Facebook ads, Google ads, okay. Now raise your hands if you've done any of these. Raise your hands, okay. Raise your hands if you're doing any of these. Okay, great. So you guys are understanding, which is great. My goal today is to deliver a ton of tactical content that you're going to be able to go home with and implement right away. When I'm talking about like results, you guys are getting amazing stuff today. I'm not talking it up. I'm not hyping it up. You guys are going to love what this stuff does for you. And I'm giving away more than I've ever given away because I got 2 hours to do it. Lance convinced me to do two 2-hour talks. I had to fill it with something, so I just fill it up with a bunch of actual stuff that we do here in our agency. Problem is, I have 2 hours. Now that sounds like a lot at first, but to teach you guys in 2 hours what our employees go through 2 weeks of training would be almost, actually it's impossible. But I have a style of talking that any of you guys have seen my talks before, you know how I do it, because I want to deliver 2 weeks worth of stuff inside of an hour or 2 hours. So what we're going to be talking about today is a style that the hustlers really enjoy. The people that will actually do the work will really enjoy. And those in here that go to conferences, that read books, and they love the idea of it all, but they never execute, it's just going to be one of those things hopefully I can entertain you for the rest of the time. For everybody else, it's going to be great, and here's why. What I'm going to be going over is the what, meaning what you should pay attention to. So think about it in fitness. Your customers, your members, don't know even what to do. Should I do the Atkins? Should I do the South Beach diet? Should I do the ketogenic diet? Should I do a fast? Should I do this? Should I do that? And here's the thing. They want to do all these things, and maybe they do them, and they know what the rules are, right? What are the rules of like the Atkins diet? Bunch of meat, and yeah, they know the rules. No bread, eat meat. That's it. Cheese, nuts, anything that doesn't come in a box or can is paleo. I get that. So they know the rules, but they don't know the science behind it. And those of you that know the science behind it can decide if that's really what you should be doing because you know why. Raise your hand if you know what I'm talking about. And those that don't know the science, the why, they just keep what? Bouncing. Diet to diet to diet to diet until they find something, and they never do because they never commit, because it's hard to commit to something you don't fully understand. So we're not only going to go over the what, but we're also going to go over the why. So you guys can understand why the thing I'm telling you is important. Now, as far as the how goes, that's something that would take a long time. But what I've done is a lot of homework for you guys. And so I'm going to tell you the what you should learn. I'm going to tell you why it's important that you learn it. And then I'm going to provide you links like this throughout those parts that have resources. These are links to blogs or videos or articles or how-tos on how to do everything I just said you should do and why you should do it. Step by step in layman's terms. You don't have to be an advertiser to be able to follow those things and get there. Raise your hands if you think that's a great way to get you guys 2 weeks worth of stuff in 2 hours. Okay, great. Here we go. First thing you want to learn, just like I knew I had to learn, is who is your customer? Now, the thing I hear a lot of local businesses say, and if you've ever been guilty of saying this, I'm not judging you because I've been guilty too, everybody's our customer. Oh yeah, we work with 15-year-olds, we work with 55-year-olds, we work with 80-year-olds, honestly, we work with everybody from all sorts of life. I know you work with that many, but it doesn't mean that that is your target customer. Who is your ideal customer? So there's different things that you can ask yourself in order to get there. Questions like, well, male, female? Oh, we work both. I know. What's the percentage though? Is it 70-30 female? It's good to know that. What's the age range? Where are they at? Oh, we have 50. I know that, but do the numbers. Where are the majority of your best customers, the ones that stay with you the longest, that refer you the most? 35 to 55, you just found that out. Guess what we're going to do with that information? Location, where are they coming from? What zip codes? What cities? Know that. Oh, they come from everywhere. I know the bulk. Where are they coming from? What do they watch? What do they read? Who do they follow? Are they married? Do they have kids? What are their titles? Are they nurses? Are they doctors? Are they attorneys? Are they people that work at a bank? What do they do? What's the majority of the titles? What social platforms do they use? Are they on Facebook and Instagram? Are they on Twitter? Are they on Snapchat? Conferences, expos, events, do they attend certain things like this? What's the average income of the person that you're working with? And what skills do they have? Are they golfers? Are they skiers? Are they musicians? What do they also do when they're not here with you? Now, once you know those things, you can now ask, what's that person's pain point? Not what's the 15-year-old that you also work with or the 85-year-old that you also work with. What's this person's pain point? Why are they here? What do they really want? So it's good to have these buyer personas, is what you call them, or ideal customer. But when you have them, an easy way to be able to know who that person is when you see them, and your employees as well, is to give them names. You can call, now I've heard people call them funny things like Rookie Randy, meaning Rookie Randy's a guy that represents a customer that has never done this before, they're a little nervous, and you break down all those things that we just mentioned. And then you have experienced Edward, right? And this guy's already done this, but he moved from another state and now he wants to keep it going, right? So you guys resonate with those people, right? So you can use names like that. The way I choose to do it is I look at which customer of mine fits that the most already, and let's just name it after him, right? So this is Daniel Neary. He is one of two buyer personas that I've created, and we just use that. Is he like a Daniel? Is he a Daniel? Oh yeah, he's like a Daniel. He's like a Daniel. We know what that means, right? So the other person is Liberty. And same thing. Oh, it's like a Liberty. Oh, she's just like Liberty. She's a Liberty. She's a Liberty. We get that. And so now because we get that, we know how to talk to that person, and we can actually build excitement around surveying her, things she likes, because you want to build programs not for all of your customers. You want to build your program for the people you would love to most multiply. That's who you want to build it for. Yeah, but this guy says we should have this and this and this. Who does? This guy. Is he anything like Daniel? No, he's nothing like Daniel. Is he somebody we want to multiply over and over and over? No, he's kind of a pain in the ass. No, I'm not building it then. What does Daniel want? Let's talk to Daniel. Daniel says he wants daycare. Daycare? Liberty, what about you? I love daycare. Really? What can we do for that? How can we do that? How can we have more kids stuff? So if you want to multiply certain people, you want to build what those certain people want. Because guess who those people hang out with? People like them. You ever heard you're the average of what? The 5 people, 3, you say 3, right? But you're the average of the 5 people you hang out with the most. So for us, so you can see how we've done it, we know that male or female doesn't really matter. We are actually like at a 55-45 split female. So it's pretty close, 30 to 50, 90,000 people that fit the demographic within the reach of their studio, 5-mile reach. They go to business shows, they read business books and blogs, they follow the GSD show or other marketers online. Married, yes, it's normal. Kids are optional, owners of multiple locations. They are on social media platforms like these, and they go to fitness marketing conferences. They make about $75K a year or more, and these are the types of fitness that work really well. So now we know this is it. So we have our sales team out there working hard, and we have our lead generation programs, and we have our ads out there. It paints a picture and a story that's appealing to them, not everyone. Does that make sense? So this is a link right here that'll allow you to be able to create your own buyer persona. It walks you through the process. It's very well written, and it'll show you how you can identify your buyer persona. Guys, this is rule number 1. If you're going to do anything else that I'm going to show you later, it's not going to work as well unless you do this. Yes?
And Mike, you said you're going to hand this out, so do they have to write this down?
They don't have to write it down. Sam, I got 3 cameras going. We're going to edit this video. I'm mic'd up twice, once for you and once for the video. And we are going to be editing this video really cool for you guys and sending it out so you can watch it again later. Doesn't mean don't pay attention today. What it means is pay more attention now and be fully immersed and don't have to worry about picking up a pen. You can, if that's the way you like to learn. No rules against not doing it, right? So that's fine. But yes, this is where you can go for that. So Facebook, we're going to spend a good amount of time on. The reason is because this thing is incredible. Now, I've been through all the waves. I've been through the SEO. I've been through the AdWords, and SEO is really great, and then it kind of changed a lot. Then AdWords is pretty good, and then it kind of changed a lot. Right now, Facebook is the new sheriff in town, but the thing about Facebook is it's like nothing anybody's ever seen. You've never been able to get in front of specific people like you could on Facebook at the prices that you can, deliver messages with video and imagery and carousels and so many great things. A lot of people, however, in the business world, they don't spend enough time learning it. It's equivalent to that person that goes into a big box gym and just starts pushing and pulling stuff around because they know how to do it because the machine tells them this is how you do it, right? The instructions, you know what I'm talking about? And so this person pushes and pulls stuff. He walks over, looks at this one, pushes and pulls stuff, walks over on this one, pushes and pulls stuff, and then watch some TV, and then pushes and pulls stuff, and then they leave, and 3 weeks later they look in the mirror and they go, I think I just added fat. I think I just got more fat. What the hell am I doing here? And they start thinking either A, that gym sucks. It doesn't have the equipment that actually makes people burn fat. It's for other people. Or they think, I suck. My genetics are my genetics. My freaking mom. I wish I had my dad's genes. You know, they start blaming things on themselves. Or they blame it on life. I don't have the time. I can't really. The reason they don't have the time is because they don't prioritize this because they don't think it's working. And I think that goes for anything, and in particular, marketing. Businesses will say, Facebook sucks, doesn't really work, or it's not for my business sucks, it doesn't work for me, or yeah, if I had time, I'd learn it and I'd build it. And unfortunately, I don't have classes to teach. Raise your hands if you think that makes a little sense. Okay, so we're going to spend a little bit of time on Facebook because I think that's where your lowest hanging fruit to be successful is. This is incredible, and if you get it down, you'll be extremely successful and take advantage of the window. There's two different types of groups that you can advertise to on Facebook. There is, hold on, there we go. Oh, did I put that down? Okay, yeah, here. This right here is a link. How to Facebook. I just created that. It's bit.ly. So if you guys don't have a Facebook account set up already, this is just a link that walks you through the process of how to set up your account and all the things along the way. Believe it or not, they give you all the information you really need to be successful in setting it up. What they don't give you, just like the gym, is the strategy, and we're going to be talking about that today. So two different groups that you can advertise to. There's people that you can target specifically, 25 to 55-year-old women that live within 5 miles of this location, right? We're going to talk about that. And then there's custom audiences, which you can do things like retargeting lists. Raise your hand if you know what I mean by retargeting. Raise your hands if you don't know what I mean by retargeting. Raise your hands if you heard of retargeting, but you're still not sure what the hell it is. Okay, we're going to talk about that. And then your email list, which is incredibly valuable, and we're going to talk about that as well. So general targeting, by the way, Sam has a lot of fun taking pictures of me in front of the green screen like this so I could do stuff just like this. How many pictures do we have like this, Sam? So you do targeting like this, and you can see in here, this is familiar to some of you guys that have set up accounts, right? So you could target, this is a case for me, right? My targeting, people in the United States, 25 to 60, all Pilates, yoga, people that follow Grant Cardone and Mind Body, because I know that right now they're sales focused, and if they're using Mind Body, they're probably in the fitness industry. They could be in other things as well, but I'm getting close, especially if I put the Pilates and yoga. Now, all that looks really great for you guys as far as interest, but don't overthink it, because in fact, I don't want you to over-target. Cool thing about your industry is you can keep stuff simple, really, really simple, and we're going to talk about that as well.